All right, Phantasma family. It's your host with the ghosts. They call me the Doc. I'm here with the team of Bloodrune, Singen and Xavier. Nice to meet you. Nice to have you on the show. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to be
Appreciate you
here.
being
Thank you
here.
so much for having us.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Well, this is one that we've been excited about. Bloodrune, one of the earliest Phantasma partners, one of the earliest announcements. It's a RPG style game that we're going to have on the chain. First, I think we should probably update everybody at home about who you are, your roles, a little bit of insight into Bloodrune, and where you came up with the idea, etc. So, Sinjin, if you want to start with us.
Fantastic. So, hi, everybody. My name is Singen Cologne. I am the creator and designer of Bloodrune. And I've been in video games and virtual reality for 30 years. And I love board games. I love video games. Bloodrune has been an idea that's been swimming around in my head for in one way or another for more than a decade, and I really wanted to get it out in the world. And so I connected with my nephew Joseph, who gave me a little push and also introduced me to this fantastic community.
Awesome.
Over to you, Xavier.
Sure. So I'm Xavier. I'm the director of operations for Bloodrune. That basically means I just handle most of the business stuff. I've been in video game production and operations for 8 years, and Singen came to me with the offer to partner up with him on this project, and I joined up immediately.
Oh, awesome! that's always good when you get that offer that you just snap right up. That's great to hear. Okay, gentlemen. So Bloodrune. Let's do a quick overview. What is Bloodrune? What's the basis for it? Tell me a little bit about how, because it's a physical and digital hybrid, right? And then a little bit about kind of the lore and setting, if you would.
Fantastic. So Bloodrune is a collectible fantasy role-playing game. And it's collectible because it is a folio of cards that you can collect over time. And by the way, we're going to be showing some of the brand new physicals as well as digital representations of the cards in today's show. But the game is a game that you can collect and you can play in 3 different modalities with your friends. You can play with you can play as solo. You can play a cooperative like players versus the game. Try to beat the game with you and your homies, and then you can also do a net if you like playing Dungeons and Dragons with a dungeon master. Then you can use a game master to run the session and sprinkle in all the added nuances in between the crops. So it's a very, very flexible game. You can play any way you want, and if you really love head-to-head style play versus player, you can do that too.
I really love that. I love that, with any kind of RPG or tabletop experience, there is that learning curve. And I love that you have these 3 different methods in which you can kind of, dip your toes in, get used to the system, PvE, and then just full on battle axe style with your friends and your partners. Now, one of the things I know that sets you apart from a typical RPG is the playtime or the simplicity in setting up. Do you want to kind of explain like why that's important? And it's kind of like a 60-minute game. Am I correct? You can run it in 60 minutes.
Oh yes, absolutely. So this is really kind of the core to what Bloodrune is all about. One of the things that is really kind of a bummer in the RPG world is setting up time and just time to actually play a game, because you're at school, you have a lunch break, and that's all you have, and that's usually when you see your friends. So you can bust out Bloodrune out of your backpack, set up the game. Setup it takes minutes, and then you can get through an entire encounter in 40 to 60 minutes. So plenty of time to bang out a game while you're eating your peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And this was also true of like my all of my friends who were like getting married and having kids. It's like, oh, I'd love to play D&D, but I don't have any time. And but there's always time to get together for pretzels and beer. And so
Right.
if you have enough time to just hang out for an hour, then you got time to play Bloodrune.
100%. I think that's really important in this, kind of attention economy where everything needs our attention and it's divided between so many different things. And as someone else who is of age where finding that time is harder to do as I grow older, being able to quickly set up and wrap out a game is very important. Tell me a little bit about the setting of Bloodrune. Can you share a little bit of the lore in general?
Sure. So Bloodrune is set in an alternate reality of the planet Earth. There's a vast backstory that begins with the creation of the Earth. There are 24 Titans that inhabit all of the different aspects of material reality that were all involved in the creation. They are like all mythologies, they're complicated entities that don't always get along with each other, and they are in fact fighting for supremacy over authorial power over the universe. And folks in the Bloodrune universe, the first season is going to be starting off the Age of Darkness around the year 1280. It is so this is swords and sorcery. They are caught in the middle of this conflict with the Titans, and the outcome of the players will dictate the eventual victor among the Titans. So the players have a direct influence on the outcome of the universe.
Very interesting. So, I noticed that you said we're starting out in the Dark Ages. So that is there some implication that there's a linear timeline in which expansions and things like that might go along?
Yes. So we have been designing Bloodrune with the future in mind. We are really going after the long game, and we've divided the known span of time stream into 12 key moments. And so we have 12 seasons that we've fully planned for this series, and we're opening with the Dark Ages because we think that one is probably the most interesting, where divinity and alchemy and sorcery has pretty much equal power.
Okay. So you actually have the potential as the man to battle the god in that via our methods and wizardry.
Yes. So we'll have some seasons we'll dip their toes into the earlier histories, into the Bronze Age, when the Titans present themselves and grow their actions, and we're going to then zip through the timeline, and we're going to have adventures in the world of Steam, adventures in the rise of the digital age. We're going to have adventures in the age of celestial expansion. And then, of course, you have to have adventures in the age of the apocalypse. And all the Titans will have their day in the sun, as it were.
Absolutely. Gotta love those ages of apocalypse. It kind of resets the board a little bit. Got to go back to the Dark Ages maybe a little bit. You never know, depending on how things happen.
Well, I don't want to give away any spoilers, but there are certain Titans that have been playing a very, very long game as it relates to cosmic supremacy, and so we're looking forward to watching that being played out and the campaigns as the campaigns roll out.
I love the will of the cosmic powers. That's one of the big themes in comic books and stuff like that I love to. I always like, and just mythology in general. It's their little chess game, right? Their grand 4D chess game that they play
Oh,
with these measly mortals, right? Okay, so this is very cool. I really appreciate.
Everybody has their.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I just
I was
really
going to say
appreciate
everybody has their.
time span. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, everybody has their favorite genres. We wanted to make sure that the game touched upon each of those genres and really it gave a nod to all of the different styles of gameplay that people love. Because I don't know about you, but I love a celestial exploration game. I love a superhero game. I love a D&D game. So I made this game because I wanted a holistic view of the universe that allowed you to do it all.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay, now that we've kind of got this understanding, there's several things we wanted to talk about. Let's talk about, and I guess it's kind of getting into not just the game, but the things behind it, like the design principle and things like that, were some things that we talked about prior to the show. So let's go ahead and jump in there. You ready for me to start sharing some of the information?
Yes, by all means, go ahead.
All right, let's go here. So just got the Bloodrune website there up first. Talk about game design.
So it's definitely worth mentioning that we are going to be putting together our Principal Alpha kit, and you can expect the Principal Alpha kit to drop sometime in the first quarter. So if you want to jump on board and give us a hand with play testing, we'd love to get your feedback. And let's see, we all have. So let's talk a little bit about design principles. So we're designed with the long game in mind. And as I'd mentioned before, Bloodrune is an alternate history of the planet Earth. However, there are some things that definitely will happen. If there is a good place to settle a city, then it will always be a good place to settle a city. So for the most part, all of the world's cities are largely in the places that you expect them, which is really cool because it really can draw you into the history of a people, of a city. I love history and archaeology. So whenever I see a city, I think of a city as a living organism, and I love watching how a city evolves over time. So we've put a lot of work into building up our campaign and placing ancient cities where they were originally founded. But you'll notice that all the factions are slightly different. In our world, the kingdom of Byzantium still reigns supreme and is a major faction that opposes the Roman Empire, which survived much longer in our world than it did in the physical world. And our world also has a lore of elements that is a very finely crafted elemental system that helps us to balance all the different classes that you can play in Bloodrune, and gives players a unique element that they can rally their abilities around, so that as you build your character, you can attune your feats to a particular elemental type or several elemental types if you want.
Nice.
So we also have so let's talk a little bit about building a character.
Yeah,
so when you build a character, you start off with your archetype, and your archetype is going to be the character archetype that will inform all of your role playing. You know, one of the hardest parts about a role-playing game is when you create a character, you want to, you may not necessarily have a sense of who that character is, how they behave in the world. And so what we've done is made it really easy by creating all of the 12 unique archetypes in all the archetypes that you can play in the game. And each archetype is attuned to a specific style of gameplay. So today, for example, we're putting together a character with the Fool. The Fool is really good for roguelikes and also for chaotic types of classes like alchemists. So in this case, we're going to put together an alchemist. And if we're going to be doing that, we're going to take the blood rune, the Void. The Void is a really good blood rune for alchemy because it means that you're going to have a lot of flexibility with your spells. You can do a lot of chaos effects. It's a really good rune to have for this build. And whenever you're in battle, you will sometimes trigger an event that will favor your deity. Each Titan is associated with a blood rune. And in this case, Chukchar, the decrepit god of death, is associated with the Void. And Chukchar is really good, particularly for enhancing spells and feats that involve damage and causing death.
Mm-hmm.
So then what we'll do is we need to pick a mentor. And in this case, we will be learning from Annalisa Marion, who is the novice alchemist. Now, mentors are incredibly important in Bloodrune because they not only define what class you're playing, but it makes it understandable for how you were able to learn certain spells,
mm-hmm.
certain skills. Each mentor comes with their own skill set, and they impart those skills to you. It also makes it really easy to multi-class. For example, if I wanted to split class and do an alchemist and a champion, then I could just for my next level up, I could just pick a champion, and then I would have those benefits.
I see. So just to recap a little bit. So there's this element of deck building that facilitates the quick gameplay, the motivations of a character, the background. So if you want to get, quickly be able to jump into a role, like I saw things like, can we go back to the original character? I just want to highlight some of the stats on, like there's the blessing, I think, on there, or
yes. So if we head back to
you have the goal, the blessing, and the curse, and
mm-hmm.
that's how you can kind of also play into your character a little bit.
Absolutely. You'll notice that the curse of being careless is particularly precarious for the Fool, because what it means is that it is going to be a lot harder for you to attract certain mentors. So for example, if you're trying to attract, you decide, you know what, I'd like a little bit of paladin. Well, mm-hmm. you're going to have a lot of difficulty because most of the paladins require grace in order to recruit them. But I'm sorry, not grace, rather discipline. And you'll notice that the Fool has a really difficult time earning discipline because anytime they earn discipline, they gain grace instead.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to choose your archetype carefully. Once you choose an archetype, you've pretty much set yourself up for a certain path because your archetype will have will lean heavily towards a certain personality trait that may not connect with the mentor that you want to recruit.
Okay, very cool. So we've talked about some of the gameplay modes, some of the components and design principles here. And can we move on a little bit and talk a little bit about Phantasma? Why Phantasma? You said you got a nudge. Why here? What makes this blockchain special about what you're doing with your game? What makes it gives you the ability to build the game the way you want it?
Right. Well, we looked at other chains, and Phantasma had the absolute best smart contracts. We needed a chain that would allow us to take the unique ID of every single card, because remember, this is a collectible card game, mm-hmm. and help us to authenticate the cards. So Phantasma allows us to write smart contracts that can link an NFT to a card. And what that means is that once you've authenticated who you are and the library of cards you own, then it becomes a lot easier for us to validate that if you bought a pack that contains a particular rare card, that you are in fact the owner. And if you sell that card to a friend, then you pass the physical card along with the NFT to the new owner, and then you can authenticate that transaction as well. So we want to make sure that there is a real-time snapshot of every single card that has been purchased, revealed, and has yet to be revealed, which, by the way, is something that other collectible card games can't do. They can talk about, oh, we know that there is only 10,000 copies of this card in the entire world, but it's impossible for them to validate, have they been opened? Does anybody own them? Where are they on the planet? Who can you reach out to buy that card? And we think that the fact that you can reach out directly to card owner will really enhance the aftermarket for this game.
100%. 100%. Roadmap. Where are we at in our roadmap currently, and what can we look forward to in the coming months? You mentioned that the alpha kit could be shipping soon. What else do we have kind of in store?
Well, here, let me just do a quick little reveal here. This is the current alpha kit. This is every single card in awesome. In the game. And so right now we are doing a lot of robust testing. You know, one of the things about our design principle is that because this is a physical and digital card game, it means that we only have one chance to get the physical cards right. And even if we are dead certain that the cards are right, we know that there's going to be misprints. We know that there's going to be mistakes, and but we want to minimize those. I know the collectors don't. I know the collectors want us to have misprints because those are valuable. Yeah. But as game developers, we want to get it right. So we are right now in a phase where we are robustly testing every single card to make sure that it behaves the way that we designed it to behave, and that there's nothing that's going to just fundamentally break the game. Right. We plan to continue testing all through the first quarter. And if we are satisfied with the current status of the testing, then at the end of first quarter, we will announce, hey, folks, the alpha period is closed. Those of you that helped us test, thank you very much. We'll add your names to the credits. We can't thank you enough. And we're going to send the final cards off for manufacturing. The manufacturing turnaround is about
6 to 8 weeks.
6 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
So yeah, in six to 8 weeks, we'll have product hitting the streets. So so right now we're in the stage where the soonest we can get through our testing, the sooner we can send cards out for manufacturing.
Awesome. Now, is there a place for the Phantasma community to be able to interact, or you have a community set up that people can join so they can interact, do the alpha testing, or anything like that to be a part of this early stage?
Yes. If you go to the website, then we will have a link to our Discord. So let's hop over there real fast. Right. So you can go ahead and jump onto our Discord. Oh, I don't see it there. I see Facebook, Twitter, Insta.
Interesting.
Yes. Well, one thing we absolutely want you to do is, by all means, smash that email button because and sign up, because if we have your email, then we will be able to let you know about any future crowdsourcing that we're going to do from Kickstarter or some other platform.
I can add I'll add the Discord link to the description on the video too, so people will be able to find it.
Perfect.
So that'd be great. Yeah.
Then you want to hit that link that you see right there.
wherever it may be. Yeah.
And join us on Discord, because we have a vibrant community chatting about the game there, and also there is a lot of background lore, history of the Titans, and also some great hero stories as well.
That's what I love about these type of games. It's not just the game, it's the stories, it's the imagination that goes into it. And so once you're actually able to get the product and you've spent time learning about these stories and this lore, it gets you excited to really, really dig in and play. So I really encourage everybody to hit the link, check out the Discord, check out the map, guys. Unfortunately, I am coming up against a hard stop here where I've got a meeting coming up, so I'm going to have to wind this up. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the Phantasma community but before we go?
Yes, a lot of folks have been asking about the digital game. The digital game is going to follow on the heels of the success of the physical game. So the physical game, we think, is going to be our best opportunity to monetize and make enough money so that we get to keep doing what we love. And then so then season 2 and the digital game is on the roadmap for after we ship Age of Darkness.
Awesome. Sounds great. And of course, we have another physical digital hybrid game in Battle of Gods on Chain. So we're in good company there. And we hope that people who are interested in either of these awesome platforms will be able to join each community and really contribute to that, because we are building cool stuff with amazing tech. And we're really looking forward to this one. I'm pretty excited. I definitely am ready to sit down. My wife and I all the time, we have friends that run D&D groups, and they always invite us, but we're like, man, we just can't find the time. So something like this where we can just sit down, jump in, and really have a great time in an hour. This is very, very appealing to me. So gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for the interview. Everybody, please make sure and go check out Bloodrune. Talk about it in the community, join their community, and we look forward to your next update. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you so much for having us.
All right. Thanks a lot.